I'm just going to try and finish up what I started on the review of 1 Kings. I just got a disconnection because of a call that was coming in. I really have to upgrade my technological skills to do some things and avoid some things happening. But anyway, I'm going to try and finish up the book of 1 Kings. I think I stopped at where Elisha was told by God to go and anoint a new king of Israel and for Syria, and also to get Elisha the prophet anointed to be his new servant. So he did just that, and we see that Ahab now has cohorted with Ben-Hadad, the king of Syria, and they are going to come up against Israel. But Ben-Hadad had asked for Ahab's possessions. And then he sent back and asked, in addition, he's coming to take it from him, his wives, his children, everything. So Ahab runs to the elders to get advice. They told him, nope, don't give him anything. So God said he would give them Syria. So when they came up to fight against him, now he joined with Jehoshaphat, who I believe was reigning over Judah, and Jehoshaphat and Ahab went out to war against Syria. But in the process, for some reason, I don't know, I think it was Ahab's idea for Jehoshaphat to dress like a king, and Ahab is not going to dress like a king, because I think they had a prophet come in before they went out to war that told them, you know what, there is going to be a slaughter. You all are going to die during the battle. At least Ahab will, because of what he did with Naboth. And I think I didn't mention Naboth. Naboth was a man that had a field close to Ahab's palace. Ahab wanted the man's field, didn't get it because the man said, hey, this is my family's inheritance. I'm not just going to give it to you or sell it to you. He told him, he refused to give it to him. Ahab goes home, pouts like a child. Jezebel, his wicked wife, comes along and says, hey, what's wrong with you? So he tells her, and he says, she tells Ahab, aren't you king? Okay, you just wait right here. I'm going to get Naboth's field for you. She sets the man up for a feast in which they're honoring him. But then two men comes in and lies. Of course, they were set up to lie against him that he blasphemed God and the king. And so they took him out and stoned the man, killed him. Yeah, he was framed. Okay. And that's how Jezebel went back to tell him, hey, the field is now yours. So God sent the prophet to tell him, hey, you know what? I know what you did. And because of that, you know what? In addition to your idolatrous ways, you're not going to have a son left to carry on your name, and you are going to die. Dogs are going to lick your blood, just like they did Naboth's. And your wife Jezebel, dogs going to eat her flesh in the street. And so it was that when he and Jehoshaphat went out to war, he wanted Jehoshaphat to dress up like him, which silly Jehoshaphat did. So when the Syrians were coming after them, the leader of the Syrians said, just go after the king. All we want is a king. Don't worry about all the other people. So when they saw Jehoshaphat dressed like a king, they were going after him, and he realized what was happening. He cried out and they diverted their coming after him, and they found Ahab. Somebody used an arrow and they shot him through. I guess, I don't know, he got injured somewhere. And they took him back to his chariot and he bled out. So I guess he bled to death in the chariot. Easy death, I think, for somebody that wicked. And while they were washing out his chariot of the blood, guess what? The dogs came and licked up the blood from off the ground, just like God had said. But the thing is, before that, Ahab and Ben-Hadad, that same wicked king, he didn't kill the king when he should have killed the king. He should have killed the king. And the prophet told him because of that, he and his sons would pay for it. Okay? And that's exactly part of the proclamation that took place there as well. So Ahab is now killed. Ahaziah, his son, is taking over. And guess what? Ahaziah is as evil as his father, Ahab, was. So we are going to be reading more about that in 2 Kings. So we are through with 1 Kings. It was quite eventful. I don't even think I could really cover everything as well, but we did read the chapter, so you can always go back and replay the videos from before. So sorry that I had to break up, but you know, these things, I'm not that tech savvy just yet. Maybe for 2025 I might proclaim that I'll try, not proclaim, I will try to become more tech savvy and see how I can have my videos a lot more smooth flowing. Until then, happy Sabbath again. Enjoy your day. Enjoy the season. It's time for families. We know that Christ wasn't born on any, we don't know the day he was given. We know he came into the world. Thank God for that, because that's how we have hope of being saved, going to heaven, enjoying whatever God really meant for us to enjoy as people in the first place, and not this awful life that we have to endure on this earth. And I know we get by God's grace, we get by, but God didn't want this for us. Not this worry and this confusion and all this sadness and stuff. Even around this season that is supposed to be a happy time, people are sad and miserable. Out cold, it's freezing outside, and people have no heat in their home. It's not a nice way to live, and this is not what God has for us. So as we enjoy the season, let's keep in mind, Jesus is coming again. Don't worry about this baby in a manger anymore. Jesus has passed that baby stage. Jesus was a grown man when he was killed in his 30s. He died, he rose again, which is the most important thing, because without that resurrection, we would have no hope. Who would be representing us in heaven? No one. So Jesus is risen and he will be returning. That's where we need to keep our focus. Okay, so until our next reading, thank you once again for listening. And remember, faith comes when we hear God's word. Until, bye.